Have you guys ever found someone that you just fucking clicked with? You know, like a real bro, where you're talking to them and everything's just going all right. And it's really hard for guys because I feel like women can go up there and just be like, oh my God, your tits look amazing. And then best friends instantly, you know. And for guys, it's totally different because there's so many weird things that guys can be into. And really, if they're different a whole lot, then it just ain't going to work. You ain't got nothing in common, right? But women are basically all into Forever 21, puppies, and Pinterest, arts and crafts. Those are the 3 female interests in life, and by God, they're all going to get along. But guys, you know, there's so many varied things that guys can be into. Like some of us like whacking off to big titty bitches, and some of us like whacking off to big assed bitches. Now, if I have any friends that are into asses exclusively, you need to tell me because it's just not going to work out. I'm afraid it won't work. Anyways, so I went to Target, and at our Target we have Starbucks, and at this Starbucks, I'll have any excuse to go to Target with Abby. That's like the one place when she goes out that I'll go with her because there's Starbucks there, right? And so usually it's just some lady working at Starbucks or one of those hipster barista guys. But this time there was just a bro. You could tell he was just a guy. He was a funny guy that was working there, and this dude was fucking hilarious. And he had a sense of humor too. And so he's, I'm ordering my no soy latte. No, I don't even order my own drink. I have Abby order it for me because I forget what I like. But it's something to do with coffee. But she ends up ordering, and then the guy's making it for me, and I'm talking to him, and he pulls out that thing to put the whipped cream on top, and it's Starbucks. They got to use the nice shit. So it's like this hard metal canister, and then it has like the whipped cream in it, and then they put in like the compressed air thing, the whip it thing, and they put that in the bottom, screw it in, and then they use that as a aerosol propulsion system to push out the cream. So I don't know the science of it. So he's sitting there doing that, and I was like, his manager was behind him, and I said it a little bit loud. I go, hey, did you hear about that dumb bitch that died using one of those? And I think it caught him off guard because he thought it was hilarious. He was like, he almost couldn't put in the whipped cream into his drink. He thought it was funny. And he was like, yeah, I heard about that. And what it is this Instagram lady, she was a model. She's French, and she's like a fitness model. She had so many followers. She was, if that's how you do your value or whatever, she had a bunch of followers. She was adored by many. And she was beautiful too, because it is more tragic when a beautiful person dies. If she was some ugly bitch, I would laugh about it. But no, I'm heartbroken here. And this lady was putting whipped cream on something, and with one of those where you put the compressed air thing in there, and it like blew up in her hand, and the canister itself just hit her in the chest. Actually, the article says the thorax, which I didn't know she was a fucking insect, but it hit her in the chest, and it stopped her heart, and then she died, and that was it. And I thought, dude, imagine working for years to get such a great peak of physical health that you're regarded as, like, people follow you on Instagram based purely on your level of fitness. That is a whole nother level, right? Like, if I ran like 5 miles a day, I'd be pretty trim, but nobody would follow me on Instagram because of how trim I was. You know what I mean? Like, she was another level fit, and she gets wiped out by a fucking whipped cream can. It just cracked me up. So anyways, I was telling this guy about that, and he was fucking laughing hard. His manager was behind him. Like, of course, she was one of those hipster bitches that works at Starbucks. She had her arms crossed, like frowning at him, but he couldn't see it because he was laughing. And then I was like, dude, to be honest, I would just be ashamed to. If I was like her parents, I wouldn't even hold a funeral. You know, that's the equivalent of like, you know, like every year there's people out there that order chips and stuff in a vending machine, and then they like shake it because the vending machine, the vending machine like it doesn't spin all the way, and it like steals your money. Right, the chips don't fall. And so they shake the machine trying to get the chips to fall, and then the machine falls on them and kills them. That happens every year. There's like multiple people that die shaking vending machines. And imagine being those people's parents. You raise someone from the time they're a suckling little baby. All the way, like right now, my daughter, man, when they talk about like a parent's love for their child, they are absolutely right. It is... That little bitch could turn out to be a serial killer. I'd still love her. I don't know why. There's some like unspoken bond between us. And imagine having that bond with someone where you watch them grow up, you feed them, they rely on you, and you're providing for them. And then they get out into the world. They're going on their own. You expect so much of them because you put 20 years of your life into just making sure they could survive. Right? And then they die by tipping over a vending machine trying to get some Doritos. I wouldn't even have a fucking funeral. I would just lie to people. I'd say, oh, he left to go fight ISIS. I would be ashamed. I would be fucking ashamed. I wouldn't have an open casket. I wouldn't have a funeral or anything. I would just say, yeah, he left to... I would say he left to join ISIS. I would be better with dealing with everybody else's scrutiny about how shitty a parent I am by my child going off to join ISIS than just the shame of raising somebody for so long just to have them dump a fucking vending machine on their own head. And you might think, oh yeah, but what about all those parents that like raise a kid and then they get killed by a drunk driver? That's different because they're doing what they're supposed to be doing and somebody else fucked up and hit them. You know what I mean? Their life was ended by somebody else's negligence. But when you're shaking a vending machine, you're getting killed over 75 cents and your hunger for Doritos. That's what you're ultimately dying for. Anyway, so I said that I went through that whole spiel with him, and he was laughing and having a great time. And his manager was just like frowning, and she kept moving closer to him, just like peering over his shoulder. And this is the sad part, really. We were having a great time. I thanked him for his excellent beverage. You know, I did that thing where like he passes it to me, I go, and I like tasted it and gave him a thumbs up. And and then I walked out of there with Abby, and I told her, I was like, that guy's fucking cool. Like that's a dude that I would have over to, you know, watch some Dexter's Lab on a Saturday morning. You know what I'm saying? And then we left out of there, and I go back to that Target at least once a week, and I haven't seen him since. I'm starting to think he might have gotten fired.